Give me this. Yeah, you know Leon gets the urban. You know Leon gets the herb. What are you talking about? You know what we do? Out of there, close.
Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
What was that?
Crazy. What the fuck?
What was that?
Flip that shit, bro. Holy shit.
Ah, it's crazy.
No.
Poison. Wow. That was a little. Oh, that was a little.
What a way to react.
Yo, you caught me off guard with that one. I was sad and confused at the same time. Oh shit, think twice. It's coming.
I'm going pro. Okay, let's go.
Oh, you talking about the new Ninja Turtle joint? Listen, we don't even know when it's gonna come. Looks dope as fuck though. It looks dope as fuck though. It really does. I hope they really do it right, but yeah, I'm excited. I just don't know when it's gonna drop. We needed a movie. They cut that shit out. Yeah, that Ninja Turtle game though. Yeah. I'm excited, bro. When I saw you send me the thing, I peeped it out. I thought it was a movie, to be honest. I didn't know it was a game. I was like, oh, it's a game? I thought it was a movie. I bet you're right. They fucking were like, yo, we'll scrap it. Let's turn it to a game real quick. They need to give us a movie, man. We gotta end it. You know what I mean? Give us our ending. You know what I mean? Give us our ending. You know what I mean? Anyway, what you doing, big dog? How you doing? You all right? Stay blessed, bro. Hope you're good. Hope you know that South is treating you good. You know what I'm saying? I saw you streaming the other day. Glad to see you back. Let's go. Lock in, nigga. Lock in. Yeah, get it in. Nice. I don't even know what I'm going to do, bro. They killed Fortnite. Arc Raiders is getting fucked up. I got a little bit left on Lego Batman, but I'm trying to savor that because then, you get stuck in a game rut where you're like, yo, what am I going to play now? My ADHD goes crazy. I don't know what the fuck to do. They got a couple of dope games coming out, but again, we got to wait. And I don't even know if they're coming to PlayStation. I mean, not PlayStation. They're coming to PC. They might be just PlayStation. PlayStation playing their bullshit again. Damn. Pack that bitch up, smoke it, and hit it. We out of here. All right, let's see what the fuck. What are we looking for, man? What are we doing? We view botting anything? Nah, we ain't got that. We ain't got that. I ain't even got that money. I wish. Ah, okay. I could do that. Could I do that? I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. Oh. Yo, what the fuck is going on with this motherfucker? Every time. Come on, man. Why the fuck didn't work? Work! Work! Fuck, man. What the fuck is wrong with this shit? Maybe it might be working now. I don't know. They got the new Virtual Fighter. Kind of looking forward to it. What else? What do we got here? Anything good? Back up, boy. Back up. Excuse me. Ah. Check, 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 mic check, mic check, mic check. Oh no, 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 no. I'm thank you, fucked up Frank. I'm trying to see if my boys can hear me because I'm not using Discord. I'm using a secret service. So I'm trying to see if chat will hear them and I can hear them, or I have to do something different. So hopefully it works. If it doesn't, who fucking knows? You know what I'm saying? But at least the fucking mic's working. I'm glad you fucking y'all hear me. I was on TikTok the other day trying to, do TikTok bullshit. Yo, they were playing me. We can't hear you. They had me going for. I'm breaking down my whole audio. These motherfuckers had me going. Fuck them. That's the one thing. I think audio is like the #1 killer for everybody, ain't it? Motherfuckers coming. I can't hear you. Oh, hold on. Let me check this out. Nah, I still can't hear you. They just play you. I don't know. I don't think they can hear me, or I can't hear them. I gotta figure it out. We gotta figure this shit out. Excuse me. Should we go with a bong or a joint? Should we go with a bong or a joint? Take a pull. It's only me and you, Frank. So make a fucking choice. He's like both. All right, I guess we're going both. Let me roll one up real quick, and then I'll hit the bong. Bong, then joint. Oh, bong, then joint. I got you. This motherfucker wants to blast me. He's like, yeah, knock the fuck out. And the smears of her makeup she never wanted. Rest between her lips while I'm staring at her tits. It's the wrong way. All right, so we're gonna roll up. And then we're gonna hit the bong. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I don't even know what the fuck we're doing, man. But we're gonna smoke real quick. Worst case scenario, I guess I try to finish Batman. Best case scenario, I talk too much shit. I don't know. To talk all night, try to make shit. Yo, have you watched that Spider-Nor? It's actually not that bad, to be honest. I think I need a motherfucking movie with Nicolas Cage as the Spider. You know what I'm saying? I really think we need that. Like I was like Nicolas Cage. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think we need a movie. You know what I mean? I think we really do. Fuck Tom Holland. Get my man up here. Yeah, I liked it. You liked it. Nice. Yeah, me too. Did you watch it in black and white and color? I watched it in black and white. I like the original style. But I bet you color looks dope. I should go probably back and probably watch it in color. Oh, you watched it in color? Story of Musica unlocked the first achievement. Hey, let's go! Hey, let's go! Love a good comedy, Spider on THC. Hey, yo, you know, Spider be smoking. What are you talking about? We already got the request. We got the bong and then the joint. But Spider-Nor? Yo, we need a movie with Nicolas Cage, man. I think he did good. I think he killed it. I think he did all right. Welcome, Story of Musica. How you doing? You good? You feeling good? Stay blessed. It's the weekend, you know what I'm saying? He's Jay's good? Yeah, nice and chill. Let's go. You know where he lives, right? Yeah, New York. Fuck's wrong with you? Fuck else is he gonna live? 1930s. What do you mean no? Where'd they put him? Chicago? What are you talking about? Let me know. Let me know. Put me down. Nah. That's not setting Nola, bro. Is it? That shit didn't look like no motherfucking Nola to me. Are you for real? That'd be fucking dope as fuck. Cause technically, obviously it's New York, you know what I'm saying? And it was supposed to be Peter Parker, but this is the problem. There's a contract where Peter can't kill anybody unless he's like saving himself, like certain specific things. That's why they didn't name him Peter Parker. They named him Ben Riley or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Because he holds a pistol, whatnot. So it's a little one on the flop side. So I wouldn't doubt it if they switched it up. Oh, Nicolas Cage lives in NOLA? Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that. Cage is up in yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that. Oh, he bought the Lori mansion? Nah, when? In 2007? For 3.45 mil. Bro, Cage, we gotta talk, nigga. You better fucking take care of it then. Last time I was there, that shit was being garbage smells. What happened? Open the fucking curtains up once in a while, no? You're gonna spend 3.5 million and not do nothing with the motherfucker? Come on, Cage. So I wonder when American Horror Story used it. Did Cage own it? I can't remember what year that was, but if that's crazy, because you know what I mean? That's historical. That's crazy historical. He bought it right after? Ah, okay. Damn. Hey, 3.5 million. Yo. Whew. A lot of history with that motherfucker. If y'all don't know, that shit's dark. It's dark history. Yeah, there's it's called Verda. Verda, a green. It's a fucking this little hole in the wall fucking storage joint right there in front of the Lori house. And I used to sit right there. We won't even talk about that. But anyway, I used to sit at that spot, man. I used to sit at that spot right there. Get that hustle in, baby. If you know, you know. Hey, shout out to the TikTok. That's what's up. That's dope. Thank you. I appreciate y'all, man. I didn't even know if it was working. I'm glad that y'all could come through. I'm trying to get the fucking stream key so we can get it put in the arsenal so we can get it going right. And then I could get the interactions, hopefully. But right now, I know you all can't really interact with me because I'm third party in the situation until I get the full situation. Don't get jujitsu. What's up, puppy? What are you doing? What are you doing? Kilo right here. What you want to do? Huh? Trying to get it up in the gun, trying to get the throne? Come on. Nah. What you trying to do? No, I mean it. Can I do it, buddy? That'd be kind of weird. Can we do it? Would it work? So if we do that, we do that. And then I do that? Nah. Oh, shit. Okay. Schmoo with it. Get a little Charlotte Buff in your life, man. A little fucking Charlotte in your life, man. A little Charlotte in your life, man.
Do it!
Get a little Charlotte in your life, man.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Exactly.
Just do it! Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point. You're not gonna stop there. No. What are you waiting for?
No, of course not.
Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
You gotta have some Charlotte in your life, man. If you don't get the motivation from this, you don't know what you do. Stop giving up. Right. Exactly. Stop giving the fuck up, man. Stop it.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs.
Do drugs? Holy shit. Hey, I'm gonna give you a bongo cat for that one. You get a fucking bongo cat. When the button gets pushed, Hold on. Here we go. Oh shit, we back. We're back. No. Oh shit. Did Jasmine Monster just motherfucking like break the situation there? Wouldn't it be Piano Cat? Keyboard Kitty? That'd be funny. Maybe I gotta change it up. How you doing, Jazz? You all right? You good? You feeling good? Hopefully the weekend's doing all right. Glad you came through. Really don't give a fuck. We gotta finish this dub right here, and then after I gotta hit the bong because people requested it. They act like my name ain't Klaus Smokes an Ounce, or my name ain't KlausKush, or I'm not 95% THC. It's kind of crazy. Stream's going all right. We chilling, we chopping. Stream over still going. You know what I'm saying?
It's showtime.
It's showtime. Yeah. Get that Beetlejuice up in here. Oh, shit. I just got back from watching Backrooms and Obsession. Two YouTubers making their appearances in the filming world, doing their thing. Yo, give them both their props. You know what I'm saying? I give them both their props. But if I had to choose one, I'm going with the Backrooms. I think the Backrooms is more than the obsessive girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? What's everybody think out there? Y'all gonna visit it? Y'all seen it? Have you seen both of them? Is anybody even interested in that shit? I mean, Obsession is kind of crazy. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't gone and seen it. What's up, Poppy? You want me to play? The end of which one? Backrooms or Obsession? Come on. Get it. Get it. Come get it. I'm wondering if you talk about Backrooms, because Backrooms, it's supposed to do that. It's a whole like setup. You can't figure it out in one movie, which is good. There might be a TV show, I think he said, which I think was not. I don't think it'd be good in a TV show. I think you should just keep it to that horror, mythical type, unknown, ambiguous realm. Because a TV show, you're gonna have to put substance behind it and do a bunch of stuff, and I think that's gonna take the magic away. Obsession. There's no way you talk about Obsession because the ending is not confusing at all. Like, there's no way. It's actually sad, kind of fucked up. I'm waiting to see that Evil Dead Burn? Evil Burn? It's part of the Evil Dead series though. Looks crazy. Looks crazy. Excuse me. Girl, you better touch my ass. Hold on. Okay, so that's working all right. That's doing good. All right, we good there. We good on that. We goody good good. Let's go. All right, all right. What, bro? Grab the thing. Stop playing. Here you go. Look. Ready? Let's go. All right, all right. Good boy. 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 Grab the thing. Stop playing. Here you go. Look. Ready? Yo, does Kick have? Yeah, I'll try. I'll try. I don't think. I wish it did. It does. It got the shout outs like that. It should give the shout outs all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of this bullshit. The fuck was that? By Topple to Arco. This is. I think my shout out docks people, and I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck it does that for. Is that just me? Does it do that to everybody? Does everybody get that? The fuck? Yeah, we caught pig. You want to rip some? Here, it's all you. He said, yo, Pops, don't give me that shit.
Unbelievable.
Hey, this jam right here, not for nothing, this jam goes crazy. Get in it. Hey. Everybody, welcome to the lounge. Let's go. We chopping it up, chilling, smoking. I'm glad that y'all came through. Remember to stay stress-free and wash your fucking feet. Evil Dead Burn has a new clip? No, it don't. It does? New trailer? Yo, what the fuck is going on, man? How my shit fucking up? Oh shit, right here, exclusive. Boom. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go.
Do it!
Oh shit.
I'm going pro.
I don't know what
Just
happened.
do it!
Hold on. Things are
Don't
bugging
let
out.
your dreams be dreams.
Fuck.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So
Yeah, let it
just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.
Simple. 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 Shia LaBeouf. All right, let's check.
Drugs are bad. You shouldn't do drugs.
Oh my god, guys. What is going on? I didn't do this. What the fuck? Yo, out of nowhere. Alright, let it ride. Fuck it. You got a Baco Canna. Come on, what is going on? Yo, what is this?
Unbelievable!
Are we fucking safe now? I think we are. Holy shit, I don't know what that was. That just came out of nowhere. Wow. Let's take a moment. Hold it down. Kilo, that was crazy. All right, I think we're safe. Can I touch something without something fucking bugging out?
I'm in danger.
To your perfect family. Cheers.
Oh, the whole wax scene? Woo! Hardcore. The fuck y'all just waited for her to attack? Right, throw it down the stairs, typical. Ooh, ooh, she just scorpioned out of nowhere.
No. It hurts, please. No.
Where is he? We gotta go. Alice, come on.
Is it the same curse? Is it the same curse? Are they out in the middle of nowhere? Who's dude in the wheelchair? Oh, we fucked.
Edgar. Sweetheart. Don't get off me!
Mom!
Ah, shit. Ah, that looked cold. Oh. That was actually kind of crazy. That was actually kind of crazy. Yeah, this is gonna be a good joint. It's gonna be a good joint. It's gonna be a good joint.
Ready?
Thank you, Joseph. That's beautiful.
No. That's Will's seat. Where's the wedding ring?
Alice, you were his wife. Why aren't you wearing it? I'm not sure.
Did you sell it?
No,
Yo.
of course not.
And get a good price.
I really think we should do this another time.
No, now's the best time.
Will's looking down on us from above.
From above. He's down below.
William, my sweet boy. I would give anything for us to be together again.
July. All right, July. Good.
Grandfather believed the devil would return. If anyone read from the Book of the Dead.
The Necronomicon. Necronomicon, right? I can't fucking say it.
The whole family can be reunited.
Yeah, it looks dope, man. It really does. I can't wait.
To your perfect family.
Hey, do your thing, you weirdo. Oh, yeah. Ouch. Oh, the 9th. Okay, July 9th. Gotcha. July 9th. Yeah, that shit looks crazy. That shit looks crazy. That shit look crazy. Actually, there was quite a few movies that were jumping off. Oh, they got season 3 for the Walking Dead, Dead City. Okay, I didn't even know they had a season 2. Got to catch up on that. Final trailer 3 hours ago. Is this the? We getting a new Spawn. Get out of here, really? Oh, we got Supergirl. I know we got the new Spider-Man. I should get a list going. I should have like a list. I don't. The new Tomb Raider actually looked dope. What are they talking about? AI. Is AI building everything? That's crazy. Doc, Code Veronica, the remake, that looked crazy too. Ill, that's another one too. Ill, I want to get down on Ill. Definitely need to get down on some Ill. That game looks crazy. They had a Ghostbuster convention today over in New York. Wasn't really understanding why out of nowhere just have a Ghostbuster convention, but they did, I guess. Looked pretty cool. That's what I was gonna look for. How'd I do that last time? Uh-huh. God damn. What? The vampire Lestat? What are we doing here? Anybody see that Masters of the Universe by any chance? I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. So far, I think is it already out? If it's already out and it's been out, I don't really hear the big hype on it. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, you would have thought like Masters Universe would have been like a banger. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Where's he at? Where is he at? Where is he at? Yo, shout out to the cannabis lore. Bro, this dude crazy. Where's it at? What is it at? What we watched last time? Right, VC Bud. I remember that too. This dude's a G, man. He got too much. He needs to keep going though. He only got 2 videos. Damn.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about ChemDog, the cannabis strain that came from 13 seeds in a parking lot at a Grateful Dead concert in Indiana. So, the story goes that a stranger sold a bag of weed to a random grower from Massachusetts. This was back in 1991.
Ooh.
That single transaction would go on to create some of the most legendary cannabis strains in American history. Strains like Gorilla Glue No. 4, OG Kush, and of course Sour Diesel. One bag, 13 seeds, some of the most important strains in modern cannabis history.
Crazy.
If you're new to this channel, this is where I cover the history of cannabis.
Hey, shout out to the cannabis lore, man.
And the stories that shaped this entire culture. Hit subscribe and let's get into it. The story of ChemDog starts on Shakedown Street. The Grateful Dead performed thousands of live shows across their 30-year career. And by the early 1980s, there was an entire parking lot culture that traveled with the band from city to city.
Yep.
It was called Shakedown.
Deadheads. The
It was
Deadheads,
named
bro.
after the band's 1978 album and single. Shakedown Street was an entire economy that's unique to the jam band scene. Deadheads sold food, crafts, clothing, and of course controlled substances. It was all the fun in their travel from show to show. And within this economy, cannabis was the primary commodity. But in cannabis terms, Shakedown Street wasn't just a retail market. It was a traveling genetics exchange. A grower from, say, Northern California could meet another just a retail market.
Yo, guys, this is crazy. Like, hold up. Hold up. Yo, I like this dude. Spitting facts. Cause this is shit before weed was like, you can go to a dispensary, before a dispensary was even a thing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Head shops weren't even like, we're still underground, like, hold the fuck up. What we doing here? Look at this. Look at this shit. So there was a concert right here. In that parking lot of that concert, some people gave some seeds exchange, you know what I'm saying, for whatever, you know what I'm saying, da-da-da-da-da. And with that, boom, 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 like all of it spread out. Damn. Weed
It
spread.
was a traveling genetics exchange. A grower from, say, Northern California could meet another grower from Massachusetts at a parking lot in Middle America. Seeds move between people who shared a
Right.
tribe, but
Correct.
might never meet again.
Right,
These seeds, and of course the cannabis they produced, were slyly exchanged in the crowd of deadheads outside of music venues.
Right.
So that brings us to July 1991. The Grateful Dead was performing at Deer Creek Music Center in Noblesville, Indiana. And in the parking lot, a grower from Massachusetts, who would later go by the nickname ChemDog, meets two other guys who also happen to be cannabis growers. One went by Joe Brand, and the other went by P-Bud. They sell him an ounce of cannabis for $500. They referred to it as dog bud or chem weed, and it was really good. It was unlike anything circulating in the East Coast cannabis market at that time.
Right.
It was chemically intense, diesel-like. It was almost aggressive. But here's the part of the story that's really interesting. The seeds that would go on to become ChemDog didn't come from this transaction.
Interesting. Really? Interesting. Talk to me.
ChemDog and Joe Brand exchanged phone numbers at the show.
Okay.
And later, Joe shipped him 2 more ounces.
Wow.
One was seedless, but the other, it contained the 13 seeds that are central to this story. Let's talk about Joe Brand and P-Bud real quick.
So technically, it wasn't, they didn't get no seeds to the parking lot. They just kind of met up, exchanged each other's information, got a hold of each other, and it just so happens that one shipment has some seeds in it, and old boy took, capitalized on it. Genius.
Joe Brand was a West Coast connected grower with access to genetics that hadn't made it east yet. And P-Bud, he was another grower in their orbit. Their exact backgrounds are sparse in the public record, But they were both part of the underground network moving high-quality genetics through the Dead Show circuit.
Makes
And
sense.
this encounter with ChemDog was the start of a professional relationship. Joe Brand and ChemDog stayed connected for years.
Oh, wow.
In 2006, they reunited, and Joe was given 4 of those last 6 original seeds from the ounce that came in the mail. Now let's talk about the man who is ChemDog. His real name is Gregory Kranzanowski. He went by the name ChemDog in the cannabis community for decades before his real name became more publicly known.
Okay.
He's from the Boston area and was part of the New England underground growing scene before that
Let's
Deer
go.
Creek show in
Shout out,
1991.
boy. Shout
He was
out.
already an experienced grower before he got his hands on those seeds.
Okay.
The quality of his selections, the speed at which he identified the best plants, and the network he had already built all suggest someone who had been doing this for years.
Right.
Unlike a lot of other breeders, Kranzanowski has not hidden. He's given interviews to Leafly, High Times, and been on cannabis podcasts. He was even active on the early cannabis forums, and he partnered with licensed seed banks to offer his genetics commercially.
Nice.
But for the purposes of this story, his name is ChemDog. So what did ChemDog actually do with those seeds? Well, he didn't pop all 13 at once. Instead, he germinated the first 4 seeds. 1 came up male, and the other 3 were females. Of those 3 females, 1 went on to become ChemDog 91, the variation of ChemDog that would go on to take the cannabis world by storm.
Right.
Then, 10 years later, ChemDog popped 3 more seeds. He labeled them
Afghan? What?
C, D, and E. ChemDog D would go on to become another very popular phenotype. And as I mentioned earlier, ChemDog later gave Joe Brand 4 of the original seeds.
Right.
Joe grew them out and identified the best one, ChemDog 4, also known as the Reunion Pheno. It too would go on to become a prize strain. So when people talk about the famous ChemDog phenotypes, they're talking about plants that emerged across 15 years of careful selection. To really understand why ChemDog mattered, you have to understand what cannabis smelled like in 1991. High-quality East Coast cannabis at the time ran predominantly towards like an herbal, slightly floral aroma. The Thai genetics that had filtered through during the 1970s and 1980s, they had their own intensity, but it was incense-like or fruity rather than chemical.
Right.
There was also Colombian gold at this time. That was earthy and spicy and had a citrus character. The underground growers in New England, and there weren't many of them at this time, they were working with strains that descended from Mexican and Colombian land races. Nothing in the world had that diesel fuel aromatic register like ChemDog did. It didn't smell like a plant, it smelled like a machine. The terpene profile was specific. High caraflene gave it that diesel, spicy, woody intensity. Myrcene contributed earthy warmth that in this context read more as fuel rather than tropical fruit. And then there was the limonene that provided the citrus chemical lift. But ChemDog isn't the only strain that's described this way. There's also sour diesel.
Yep.
In 92 or 93, ChemDog met a New York City-based grower who went by the nickname Weasel. Not at a Dead show this time, at a fish show. They traded clones. The Weasel walked away with 2.
All right. If you guys don't know what Fish is pretty much a cover band of the Dead, and then they became their own, like, you know, whatever, but it's pretty much a Dead show. You know what I'm saying? Fish is just in us, so that's cool. So they met at a Fish concert. All right. But yeah, it's a cover band of the Dead, so.
2 cuts. Mass Super Skunk, which was another strain ChemDog was growing, and of course ChemDog 91 itself. The Weasel brought them back to a grow room in New York City, and he started referring to ChemDog 91 as the Diesel. At some point, Mass Super Skunk released pollen. It drifted toward the Diesel plants. The female plants got pollinated by accident. Now, most growers would have thrown their seeds out.
Oh, yeah,
Someone
yeah.
grew them
No,
out.
he
And what
grew
they
them out.
discovered was something with a fuel citrus skunk intensity unlike anything that anyone had ever encountered before. This new strain would become known as Sour Diesel. I have a full video on the Sour Diesel story, so check that out if you want a deeper dive. But it's really the chain of events that matters here. ChemDog met a couple growers at a Grateful Dead show in Indiana, got a couple ounces in the mail. One of those ounces contained some seeds. He grew them out and selected the best phenotypes. Later on, he traded some clones at a fish show. Those clones ended up in a New York City grow room where an accident produced one of the most defining strains in cannabis history. So let's wrap this up. On August 9th, 1995, Jerry Garcia passed away from a heart attack in California.
R.I.P.
He was 53 years old. When he died, the Grateful Dead essentially came to an end. They've continued to tour with different members, but they're not the same band. And the scene at their concerts certainly isn't the same. The shakedown street economy that moved cannabis genetics across the country lost its organizing spine. Within a few years, the exchange moved online to the early internet forums like Overgrow and IC Mag. The Grateful Dead never sold cannabis. They never endorsed the parking lot economy. They never knew that cannabis culture was being defined at their shows. They were just the original jam band. But the chain runs backwards to a band from Palo Alto that just
I'm sorry, dog. I love everything you said, but no. Jerry Garcia knew exactly what he was doing. You what? They knew there was weed going on and da-da-da-da-da. What are you talking about? They were selling their own acid. And
just wanted to play music and forward to dispensary menus in every legal state in America. The parking lot is gone, but the seeds from it are still everywhere. That's the story of ChemDog. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more cannabis history content. I release new videos every week or so on the...
I hope so, bro, because there's only like 10, you say. But that was a good one. And then Runts, how Runts was born. You know, we got Granddaddy Perp. Yeah, we got a couple through to go through because I'm intrigued. Yeah, I was listening to Boo Dream.
What's up, everyone? Today we're talking about BC Bud, the
BC,
cannabis economy that turned a Canadian province into the most profitable illegal market in North America. We're talking about billions of dollars, 20,000 grow houses, and the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club.
Let's
And
go.
the craziest part of this whole story, it was all created by accident. A DEA crackdown in the United States basically gave birth to the BC industry overnight. If you're new to this channel, I cover the history of cannabis, including the strains, the people, and the stories that made this whole industry what it is today. Hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. So the story starts in the early 1980s on a small island just north of Seattle, Washington.
Really?
There was this grower known as the Indian. Nobody really knows his real name. Nobody knows if he's still alive today.
Oh,
But
wow.
what he did changed cannabis forever.
Let's
He
go.
was trying to solve a simple problem. How do you grow a really high quality cannabis indoors? At the
Right.
time, most cannabis came from outdoor sativa
Right,
plants. They were tall,
right.
slow, and impossible to hide. So he started working with Afghan indica genetics, plants that grew shorter, finished fast, and produced massive amounts of resin. After years of work, he created a strain called
Northern Lights. Okay.
This was a game changer. Northern
Dang.
Lights could be grown in a basement,
Oh.
finished in 8 weeks,
Oh.
and produce enough yield to make indoor growing actually profitable for the first time. Now let's talk about how it spread. In the mid-1980s, Northern Lights genetics made their way to Amsterdam. They ended up in the hands of a Dutch breeder named Neville Schoenmaker. He had a seed company called the Seed Bank, and he was selling cannabis genetics through a mail-ordered catalog.
Oh, wow.
Neville refined Northern Lights and stabilized it even further. By 1989, his version was winning the Cannabis Cup in Amsterdam, and the next year, it won again. Now check this out. Neville's catalog was reaching about 15,000 North American growers.
Wow.
He was shipping seeds inside soup cans with lead inserts to fool the X-ray machines at the border. And some of those soup cans were reaching one specific place that would change everything.
Wow.
British Columbia. So how did British Columbia end up becoming the cannabis capital of North America? It really came down to 3 things. First, there was electricity. BC had cheap hydroelectric power thanks to all the dams built for forestry and the mining industries.
That makes
And
sense.
electricity is the biggest part of growing cannabis indoors.
Obviously.
We're talking about 50 to 80% of operating cost. Second, geography. BC is massive. We're talking nearly 1 million square kilometers of mostly wilderness. Aerial surveillance was mostly impossible, and law enforcement was spread way too thin as it was. Third, there was the culture. By 2004, more than half of BC residents had tried cannabis at least once. That was the highest rate in Canada. Vancouver was openly tolerating cannabis use, and there were even cannabis coffee shops operating right out in the open. You take all of that and combine it with Northern Lights genetics arriving from Amsterdam, and you've got the perfect storm. Okay, we've laid the foundation. Now let's talk about when things really kicked off. October 26, 1989. The DEA launched something called Operation Green Merchant. In one day, federal agents raided hydroponic stores in 46 states. They arrested 119 people. Over the next few years, they shut down nearly 4,000 indoor grow operations in the United States. The DEA wanted to crush the American indoor cannabis industry, and they succeeded. But what they didn't see coming was that all that demand had to go somewhere. and it went right across the border to BC with its cheap power, easy genetics, and way less enforcement. So instead of killing indoor cannabis in North America, the DEA accidentally created a bigger cannabis economy. Let's talk about how big BC bud actually got. By the late 1990s, BC was producing about 36% of all Canadian cannabis. The industry was worth around 2 billion Canadian dollars a year domestically. By 2010, BC was exporting between $4 and $8 billion worth of cannabis annually. Wow. And of course, most of that was going south to the United States.
That's crazy.
That's the same economic tier as softwood lumber, one of the province's biggest historic industries. Cannabis had basically become as important as the timber trade. And in 2008, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police estimated there were 20,000 grow operations in residential houses across the province. 20,000. Entire suburban neighborhoods had houses converted into grow rooms, walls torn out, lighting rigs installed, ventilation systems built into the attic. A single 3-bedroom house could generate $200,000 to $300,000 per year. This is where the Hells Angels come into the picture. The DEA put out an official report in 2000 that said most of the BC grow operations were being run by gangs. And one of those gangs was the Hells Angels.
Okay.
They had 8 chapters in BC alone. But the Operation BC was different from anything we'd seen before. They weren't just sending cannabis south, they were trading it for other narcotics. Cannabis trucks would head from the United States, the same vehicles would come back loaded up. It was basically a barter system. Trading cannabis for other drugs meant they didn't have to move cash across the border, which is way easier to detect. The Hells Angels had chapters on both sides of the border, so they were positioned perfectly to control both ends of the deal.
That's a crazy
All right,
mapping.
now I have to talk about Mark Emery ends of the deal. All right, now I have to talk about Mark Emery positioned perfectly.
So they had it. They had a great operation going. Damn. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Was wondering how all that got, and then that came down. Damn. They would come through the top here. They had a crazy
To
operation.
control both ends of the deal. All right, now I have to talk about Mark Emery. After all, he was the public face of cannabis in Canada for over 20 years. Emery moved to Vancouver in 1994 and started selling cannabis seeds out of his store, completely in the open. He paid Canadian taxes on his seed sales. From 1998 to 2005, he paid almost $600,000 in taxes as a declared marijuana seed vendor. Then, in 2005, Canadian police arrested him on a DEA request. The Americans wanted him extradited because some of his seeds had been used in the United States.
Oh.
He ended up serving 4 years in the U.S. prison. The DEA director said the arrest was, quote, a significant blow to the marijuana legalization movement. That's the DEA admitting they were going after him for political reasons. Then, in October 2018, Canada legalized cannabis nationwide. 2 decades of BC bud history just kind of ended overnight.
Damn.
And the original creator, the Indian, the guy who started it all on that island near Seattle, he's never come forward. If he's still alive, he's somewhere in his 80s. The breeder who built the foundation of a billion-dollar industry stayed silent the whole time. That's the story of BC bud. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more cannabis history
shout out,
content.
subscribe, go
I
check
drop
out
new
Cannabis
videos
Lore,
every
bro.
week on the
It's
strains, the people,
crazy.
and the stories that shape this whole industry. And if you want to go deeper, what's up, everyone? Today we're talking about Jamaica, the island that gave the world reggae music, Bob Marley, and one of the most legendary cannabis strains ever grown. We're talking about lamb's bread. But this story isn't just about a
I've
strain.
never heard of lamb's
It's
bread,
about
to
how
be
the
honest.
United
That's
States
crazy. And it's
government
legendary.
deliberately
That's
destroyed
nuts.
Jamaica's cannabis economy and accidentally created one of the most violent drug gangs in American history.
Why?
If you're new to this channel, this is where I cover the history of cannabis, including the strains, the
That's
people, and the
crazy.
stories that shape the
Lamb's
entire industry.
bread.
Hit subscribe, and let's get into it. So let's start with how cannabis even got to Jamaica in the first place. It actually came from India in the 1850s and 1860s. After slavery was abolished, plantation owners brought in workers from the Bengal region, which is now Bangladesh and West Bengal. And those
Okay.
workers, they brought cannabis with them.
Of course
The
they did.
vocabulary tells the whole story. The word ganja comes from the Hindi and Sanskrit. Even the conceptual framework of cannabis as a sacred plant traveled with those laborers.
Okay.
For 170 years, Jamaican farmers cultivated it on the island.
Nice.
Volcanic soil, tropical humidity, long growing seasons.
Volcanic soil. Interesting. Like, I understand the tropic humidity and the long seasons, you know, under whatnot, but volcanic soil. Interesting.
Under the intense equatorial sun. They developed strains that were completely unique to the island. These were lamb-raised strains, and the most famous of them was lamb's bread. Now, lamb's bread, also called lamb's breath, was a sativa with bright green color, dense resin coverage, and a clean, cerebral high. Energetic, uplifting, introspective.
Okay.
And the name itself, it's contested. Some Rastafarian elders say it refers to the soft texture. Others link it to the lamb of the biblical reference and the breath of spiritual life.
Okay.
And that brings us to Rastafari. Rastafari is a religion that emerged in Jamaica in the 1930s
right.
among poor, disenfranchised communities. To Rastafarians, cannabis isn't recreational. It's a sacrament. It's
Right,
the holy
right,
herb,
right.
the wisdom weed.
The wisdom weed.
Smoking it is a spiritual act that opens the mind to Jah. Bob Marley wasn't smoking for fun. He was
No.
practicing his religion.
Correct.
He grew his own cannabis in St. Anne's Parish, treated the plant with reverence, and smoked it daily and openly because it was an act of faith.
Right.
Now here's where things get really interesting. By the early 1970s, Jamaican cannabis was reaching American shores at scale.
Woo.
And at the same time, Bob Marley and the Wailers were touring the United States.
Right.
The music and the cannabis arrived together. Each one amplified the other. Reggae carried Rastafarian theology directly in American homes. It carried the spiritual relationship with cannabis. The plant wasn't incidental to the worldview. It was central to it. Eric Clapton's cover of I Shot the Sheriff hit American radio in 1974.
Right. Right.
From there, Marley's albums took off. Catch a Fire, Burnin', Rastaman Vibration, Exodus. In 1978, he released an album called Kaya, which is Jamaican slang for cannabis. Bob Marley supported legalization publicly. He smoked in photographs. He never tried to hide his relationship with the plant. By the time he died in 1981, Jamaican cannabis was no longer just a commodity. It was a cultural symbol. Which brings us to Peter Tosh. Tosh released his solo debut album in 1976. The title track was Legalize It. This was arguably the first major commercial recording to advocate directly for cannabis legalization.
Hey, let's
He smoked
go.
openly at his concerts. He gave pro-legalization speeches. At the 1978 One Love Peace concert in Kingston, he lectured the Prime Minister of Jamaica directly from the stage about cannabis laws.
Hey, let's go.
In September 1987, Tosh was murdered in a home invasion in Kingston.
Damn.
One person was convicted, but there were likely some others who were involved. To date, his murder has never fully been solved.
Of course.
Now let's talk about how Jamaican cannabis actually got to America. The route went from Jamaica north to Florida, about 500 to 600 miles across the Caribbean. Motherships loaded with cannabis would sail to international waters. Smaller, faster boats would meet them and run the cargo into the Florida Keys.
Makes
The
sense.
Keys were the primary landing zone. Marathon, Key West, bales of cannabis would wash ashore so often that locals just considered it part of life.
Wow.
Once the cannabis was in Florida,
Wow.
it moved through Miami, then up to New York, specifically the Bronx and Brooklyn, which had large Jamaican immigrant communities.
Makes
The
sense.
whole distribution network was built on diaspora connections. Someone had a cousin in Kingston. Someone else had an uncle running the boat. There was a neighbor in the Bronx handling distribution. It was all cooperative. It was neighborhood commerce, but not yet a cartel structure. Then the United States government came in and destroyed all of it.
Damn.
In the late 1970s and early 1980s,
Crack
this was
came
Cold
in,
War
right?
politics. Jamaica had two main political parties. First, there was the People's National Party, led by Michael Manley. He was pursuing democratic socialism and getting close with Cuba. And there was the Jamaican Labour Party, led by Edward Seaga, who was an anti-communist. Naturally, the U.S. government backed the Labour Party. In exchange, the Labour Party agreed to cooperate with American drug enforcement. That meant destroying Jamaican's cannabis economy. The eradication campaign was carried out with American support. helicopters, technical assistant, chemical herbicides that wiped out cannabis crops, and sometimes legal crops alongside them. For rural Jamaican communities, ganja was a major source of income. When the United States destroyed it, they removed the economic foundation of those communities. So what filled the vacuum? Cocaine. And that cocaine was distributed by an organization called the Shower Posse. The Shower Posse was founded around 1981 in Tivoli Gardens, Kingston, by a guy named Lester Lloyd Coke. He went by Jim Brown, and another person named Vivian Blake. Coke had been the chief political enforcer for the Jamaican Labour Party, the party that the United States was supporting. In 1989, a former Shower Posse member named Charles Miller testified in federal court. He said the CIA had provided the gang with, quote, arms, training, and transport to the United States. He told the court, quote, the United States made me what I am. Now this allegation comes from one gang member's testimony, and it has never been officially confirmed. But it does fit a documented pattern of Cold War American intelligence operations that prioritize anti-communism over drug enforcement. What we know for certain is the chain of events. The U.S. supported the Labour Party. The Labour Party destroyed Jamaica's cannabis economy. The destruction created a vacuum, and the Shower Posse filled that vacuum with crack cocaine. The Shower Posse went on to become one of the most violent drug trafficking organizations in American history. They operated in Miami, New York, Kansas City, Chicago, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles. Now here's the part that should make you think. This is the same pattern we see over and over.
1970s, yeah. DEA led cannabis suppression in the 80s. Nationwide education campaign. Yeah. Tie stick rise. What's this? Cocaine emerges to high value in the shower. Oh, and the shower just take control. Damn.
Again. Operation Intercept suppressed Mexican cannabis and expanded the Thai market. The DEA's pressure on Colombia made cocaine the rational alternative. The ganja eradication in Jamaica built the Shower Posse. In every case, the United States government targeted cannabis. Cannabis was the safest of all illegal drugs, and every time they crushed a cannabis economy, something far more dangerous filled the vacuum. The Shower Posse came into existence in Jamaica because the United States government destroyed ganja farming on the island. And that's the story of Jamaica. If you enjoyed this video,
they
hit that
fucked
like
it
button
up.
and subscribe for more cannabis history content.
Man, we fucked it all up every fucking time, man. Now we got 2 more to go. I hope he starts making more though, because so far we rocked every video in the thing. But
what's up, everyone?
Spitting the
Today
game.
we're going to talk about
Spitting the
Granddaddy
game.
Purple, the strain that forever changed what cannabis looked like. And
Right.
more importantly, what people were willing to pay for it.
A lot.
You've probably seen it before. Those deep purple buds under the glass at your local cannabis shop with those frosty white trichomes on top. It stands out from everything else on the shelf. And believe it or not, that was completely by design. If you're new to this channel, I cover the history of cannabis, including the strains, the people, and the stories that made this whole industry what it is today. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get into it. So the story starts in Oakland, California back in 2003. There's this guy named Ken Estes who's in a wheelchair, working out of his home. He had a motorcycle accident years before that left him with some serious chronic pain, and cannabis was actually helping him manage it. But Ken wasn't just a patient, he was also a cannabis breeder, and he had a very specific goal in mind. He knew the Bay Area market inside and out. He knew cannabis shops had just become legal under Prop 215, and he knew that if you wanted to sell cannabis behind glass in a display case, he needed something that would stop people in their tracks. So he crossed 2 plants together. The first was Purple Urkel, which was already well known in the Bay Area. And the second was Big Bud, which was an Amsterdam strain bred for massive yields. The result was something new. Now let's talk about why that color mattered so much. Before Granddaddy Purple came along, purple cannabis was already a big deal in the Bay Area underground market.
Right.
It commanded what people called a purple premium. We're talking about $5,000 to $6,000 per pound, compared to $3,000 to $4,000 for regular high-quality cannabis.
Right. Facts.
That's a 30 to 50% markup just for the color. But here's the interesting part. Purple cannabis isn't actually any stronger than green cannabis. The color comes from pigments, the same compounds that make blueberries blue or autumn leaves turn red.
Right.
They don't get you higher at all. So why did people pay more? Because in a legal market with no testing and no regulation, The color was a signal. A deep purple bud told you that the grower knew what they were doing. It meant they had a controlled indoor setup, and it meant they had real genetics. So Ken Estes dropped Granddaddy Purple into Oakland cannabis shops in 2003, and it exploded. Within 2 years, it was on menus across the entire Bay Area. Within 5 years, it had spread to shops across all of California. And within 12 years, it won first place at the Denver High Times Cannabis Cup for Best U.S. Indica. No California strain had ever moved that fast before. A lot of it just came down to the way Granddaddy Purple looked in a glass case. Under the warm shop lighting, sitting next to regular green buds, it looked like something from another planet. Ken himself described it as looking like a diamond on black velvet. The visual appeal did most of the selling. Customers would walk in, see it, and point. But tenders didn't have to explain anything because the product just sold itself.
It sold itself.
Granddaddy Purple basically set the standard for what cannabis was supposed to look like behind glass. Now, it's not a coincidence that this all was happening in Oakland. Oakland was further ahead on cannabis policy than anywhere else in California at the time. They had the first city-sanctioned cannabis shop. They had officially deputized growers to produce cannabis for medical clubs, and they had a whole ecosystem supporting the industry while the rest of the country was still in prohibition mode. Oakland also had a culture moment happening at the same time. The hyphy movement was taking off, with artists like Mac Dre and E40 putting out music that defined the era, and sideshows happening all over International Boulevard. So the same neighborhoods that were creating California's most distinctive music were also creating its most distinctive cannabis culture. And in that culture, purple already meant something. It was a status symbol. It was prestige. Once Granddaddy Purple took off, the counterfeits came quickly. There were a few ways growers faked it, and the main one was temperature manipulation. If you drop your grow room temperature down to about 50 degrees in the final weeks of flowering, non-purple strains will sometimes develop purple coloration. The buds weren't from real purple genetics. They looked purple enough to fool people. The other fake was just label fraud.
I ain't gonna front. That was me right there. That was me. I didn't have no Granddaddy Perp. I've heard about it, but growing, I shocked my plants on accident by moving by moving, and it changed color. Yo, they're not lying there. That's crazy.
Cannabis shops in the 2000s had almost no verification requirements. So a bud tender could slap a Granddaddy Purple label on any purple-looking product, and nobody would really know the difference. By 2007 and 2008, experienced Oakland shop operators said the market was flooded with what they called GDP-adjacent product. Some of it was the real thing, but a lot of it wasn't. Here's why Granddaddy Purple really matters in the big picture. It wasn't just one successful strain. It set the template for the entire commercial cannabis industry that came after it. What Ken Estes proved was that if you had a named reader with a real story presenting a visually unique product, you could command a premium in the cannabis market for years to come.
That's crazy.
That formula became the playbook. Every famous strain that came after it, like Girl Scout cookies, gelato, wedding cake, they were all working with the logic that Granddaddy Purple had established. And the purple obsession itself triggered a whole new generation of strains, including Purple Kush, Grape Ape, Purple Punch. Some of them were real purple genetics, but a lot of them were just trying to capture the premium that Granddaddy Purple had created. And here's the thing that makes Granddaddy Purple different from a lot of the other strains we cover on this channel. Ken Estes actually put his name on it. Most strains from that era were created by people who either couldn't attach their names to their work or just chose not to. But Granddaddy Purple came with a face, a story, and a creator who stood behind it. That's pretty rare in cannabis history. Ken is still in Oakland today, and he's still involved in the industry.
Of course.
Granddaddy Purple is still on shelves all across the country. And that's the story of Granddaddy Purple. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for more cannabis history content. I drop new videos every week or so on the strains, the people, and the stories that shape this.
What's up, everyone? Today we're talking about Runts, the cannabis strain that took the culture by storm, and in doing so, rewrote the entire playbook for how cannabis brands are built. So far in this channel, we've covered stories from a bygone era, strains born in parking lots, smuggled across borders, and traded in the underground. But today we're shifting gears. It's time to talk about a modern cannabis story. In 2017, three guys took a road trip from Los Angeles to Sonoma County with 300 jars of weed and a few thousand t-shirts. And they ended up walking away having launched what would become the most counterfeited cannabis brand in history. If you're new to this
Counterfeited?
channel, this is where I cover the history of cannabis.
That's
including
crazy.
The strains,
I'm
the
intrigued
people,
now,
and the
'cause
stories
I've
that
smoked
shape this
runts.
entire culture.
I
Hit
smoke runts a
subscribe,
lot, to be
and
honest.
let's get into it. Let's start with the moment that Runts announced itself to the world. December 2017, the Emerald Cup at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. This is where the industry shows up to compete, network, and pay attention to what's coming next. And naturally, the famous Cookies brand,
Cookies,
run by
yeah,
Burner,
yeah,
they had a
Burners.
booth that year. They were debuting London Pound Cake, and it was supposed to be their big moment. But three guys from Los Angeles had different plans.
Aw,
Nick
shit.
Corwin, Ray Bama, and Young LB pulled up with 300 jars of cannabis and 2,500 t-shirts. They set up shop directly in front of the Cookies booth, and the line that formed around them got so long that Cookies actually asked them to leave. But still, they sold out in minutes, and Burner took notice. So who were these three guys? They weren't just random friends. They were really the perfect team to launch a cannabis brand at that time. Nick Corwin was the soul of the plant. He was a dedicated cultivator who had spent years perfecting his craft. For Nick, the plant was the product. And then there was Ray Bama. He was the architect of the brand. Before Runts, he invented the Glow Tray. That was an LED lit rolling tray that turned a basic piece of gear into a must-have high-end accessory for stoners. Ray understood
all
that in the
that,
modern
but
market,
okay.
the lifestyle was just as important as the flower. He knew how to manufacture desire through merchandise and branding. Lastly, there was Young LB. He was the bridge to the culture. He was born in Long Beach and raised in the Bay Area. He was a rapper and an affiliate of the Cookie Boys. That's the street team that helped Burner's Cookies brand become a global powerhouse. LB lived at the intersection of music and cannabis. So to recap, there was the grower who could perfect the genetics, the product designer who built the aesthetic, and the culture ambassador who made it all cool. Every successful cannabis brand that has launched since 2017 is essentially copying the structure. Now let's talk about what actually matters, the cannabis itself. Runts is a cross of Skittles and Gelato 33. Skittles is a berry candy-flavored hybrid developed by 3rd Gen Fam and Terp Hogs. It won the 2016 Emerald Cup Indica category, so it was already a recognized winner when Nick started
I gotta
working
try
with
that
it.
out. It looks beautiful.
Gelato 33 is nicknamed Larry Bird, after the basketball player's jersey number. Nick picked it because its terpene profile meshed well with Skittles. The result was a favorable strain with a strong terpene profile itself. Flavors of tree fruit, apricot, and sweet creamy candy. It had THC ranging from 19 to 29%. The effects are talkative, giggly, relaxed. It offers a social high, perfectly calibrated for the audience that was about to receive it. Once Runts hit the scene, it didn't just stay a singular product. It became a launching pad for new strains. Because it was the perfect 50-50 hybrid, breeders everywhere started using it as their stud. They took that candy terp profile and mixed it with everything. There was White Runts, which has that heavy snow-like trichome coverage, Pink Runts, which leaned into that sugary aesthetic, and
I
Super
want to know where the
Runts,
fuck
a
all these
high-potency
runts are,
cross.
because the runts that
There
I
are
get
even
don't look
savory
nothing like
crosses
this.
Peanut butter Runts. In
Garbage.
breeding terms, this is what you call a foundational strain. Now let's talk about how Runts actually got sold. They essentially used the Supreme model and applied it to cannabis. If you don't know about Supreme, it's a streetwear brand that built its empire by selling small quantities of branded clothing on specific drop dates. For Runts, the hype got so big that they had lines around the block, instant sellouts, and resale prices that doubled or tripled the original. Ray Bama was explicit about this strategy. He said they constantly hunted and serviced that top 1% of the market. They kept their releases very small.
Nice.
The scarcity was all part of their strategy. It wasn't accidental. LB put it even more directly. He said they aspired to be the Louis Vuitton of cannabis. He wanted people wearing Louis Vuitton and Gucci to also be smoking Runts. Cannabis had never been sold this way before. It wasn't so much good weed as it was a status symbol. After the Emerald Cup ambush, Burner recognized exactly what these three guys had created, and Cookies became Runts' exclusive distributor, which gave the brand access to a
You
supply
just tell
chain
these
that
dudes to
already reached
fucking
across
bounce, and
California.
now all of a sudden you want to
But
work
that
with
partnership didn't last. As Runts exploded, the team eventually wanted full ownership of what they had built.
Right.
There was a lawsuit involved, but I'm not going to get into that
Ah.
here. What matters is that they separated from Cookies and went independent.
Yeah.
By the time the
okay.
dust settled, Runts had emerged as one of the most powerful cannabis brands of its generation.
All right.
And it was standing entirely on its own. After the Cookies deal, the Runts team did something no one else was doing. They went on tour. LB called it guerrilla marketing. They went city by city, physically taking the brand to markets across the country. They created local demand before national supply chains even existed. But the physical tour was only half of the equation. The real secret was Instagram. In 2018 and 2019, if you were a cannabis enthusiast, your feed was a window into the culture. The Runs team didn't just post pictures of weed. They curated an entire aesthetic.
I remember
When they
that.
arrived in a new city like Atlanta, New York, or Miami, they dropped content that felt exclusive and high status. They understood the tag and share economy better than any of their competitors. By having influencers, rappers, and local legends tag their products and repost their brand's content, they created a feedback loop of desire. Traditional advertising can often feel manufactured, but the Runs team offered an authentic glimpse into the world their audience wanted to be part of. Runs launched at the exact moment an entire generation of SoundCloud rappers were breaking into the mainstream. For example, there was Juice WRLD. When Juice WRLD died on December 8, 2019 at Chicago's Midway International Airport, law enforcement found 70 pounds of marijuana on his private jet.
It was
We'll
Ritz.
never know for sure,
Runs?
but speculation has circulated that some of it was Runs. There was also Gunna and Lil Baby. They too mentioned Runs. But really the takeaway here is that like OG Kush and Sour Diesel in the late 90s and early 2000s, hip-hop music had a major impact on Runs' mainstream adoption. Within 18 months of that Emerald Cup launch, Runs' branded packaging was being counterfeited everywhere. Manufacturers in China started producing identical Runs bags, and they sold them openly online for 5 to 15 cents per unit. Ray Balma estimated that 1 in 10 eighths sold on either the legal or black market ended up being a bootleg. This was flattering. After all, no one counterfeits an obscure product. But it was also a problem the team needed to confront, because the Runs name was starting to be associated with inferior weed. So how did they react to all this counterfeiting? Well, their public response was surprisingly relaxed.
What
The
happened?
Obama Runs moment is a perfect example of this. There was an Atlanta street dealer, and he made a viral video describing a strain called Obama Runs. The strain didn't exist yet, but the video still spread through hip-hop social media
It's
overnight.
not even a real
But
strand.
the Runs team didn't overreact. Instead, they launched their own official Obama Run strain. They even dropped a song in a music video that referenced the original viral video. They ended
Okay.
up taking this bootleg and flipped it into marketing for their brand. So
Right.
let's zoom out and wrap this up. Runs didn't invent modern cannabis branding. That credit goes to Burner and Cookies. But the thing that's interesting about Runs is that the bag, and really their entire brand, mattered as much as the bud. When you look at the history of Runs, the scarcity, the limited drops, and the rapper cosign, they're all inseparable from the product inside the jar. And that's the story of Runs. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more cannabis history content. I drop new videos every week or so on the strains, the people, and the stories that shape this whole culture. And if you want to go deeper, check out my book, Cannabis
Dog.
Lore.
I'm telling you, man. Check them out. Get out the cannabis lore. Check out the boy. Cannabis lore.